Alright, so let's make a console app and let's ask the user for some information and print some stuff out to the console. Now, truth be told, in your career, you will not make that many console apps, especially if you're a web developer. Web developers make web pages and web apps and all that good stuff. Console apps are normally for other developers, like people who work for the company to actually use them, because console apps don't look that pretty. So you may do them, but they're really good for learning, for beginning programmers. So I don't want you to think that this is what you're going to be doing for your job. All right, C# has a bunch of built-in functionality for displaying stuff to the console and asking the user for information. So it begins with console with a capital C, and you'll see it turns green, and we're going to do dot, and we're going to do write line, and as is tradition, we're going to do hello world inside quotation marks. All right, so you got Console.WriteLine, parentheses, hello world inside quotation marks. That means it is a string. Remember, quotation marks signal to C#, hey, this is a string. All right, now hover over the write line, and you'll notice that it's got, it says void console.WriteLine, string value plus 17 overloads. This is what built-in C# functionality looks like. Like this method, write line is a method, is built in, right? We don't have to do anything. We don't have to set it up, nothing. We get it for free right out the bat, right? Because somebody wrote code that did this. All right, and if we run our program, to run the program, come up with this green arrow and hit it, and there we go, hello world, right? Very exciting. All right, let's ask the user for some information. All right, so for example, console.WriteLine, what is your name? All right, so slightly more exciting than hello world. All right, let's get rid of hello world. We'll ask the user what their name is. All right, well, now the question you might be asking yourself is, well, how do I actually ask them for their name? Okay, cool. So their name is going to be, what kind of data do you think? The name is going to be like an integer. Is it going to be a long? Is it going to be a byte? I think the thing that makes the most sense is string. So I'm going to make a variable that's going to hold what the person types in. So I think a string makes the most sense, since they're going to probably type in letters. And char is I guess we'll get second place, but char is like a single letter. So if I have multiple letters, char will not work. So string is it. So I'm going to say string user input equals, and you can see IntelliSense already did it for me, Console.ReadLine. All right, and Console.ReadLine is this more built-in functionality. Okay, we did not make this. It exists already inside the guts of the C# language. All right, what readLine does is exactly what it says it does. It reads the next line of characters from the standard input stream. In plain English, what that means is when someone types something into the console, it grabs it. Okay, and then after it grabs it, what does it do? It stores it inside this user input variable. Okay, variables are not quite like boxes, but I think that a box is a good mental image of what they do. It takes what the person, so this parentheses after here means we're doing something. Okay, so readLine is a method, and this means we're doing something. We are grabbing what the person typed into the console, and we are putting it in this box that we've labeled user input. And what kind of data is it? It's a string. Right, so line 3 has a lot to unpack, but once you see it work, you'll hopefully get a feel for it. So now on line 5, when you console.WriteLine, and we're going to learn a new thing with strings today. You're able to put strings together with a plus sign. So we'll just put, for right now, we'll just do this. We also can do hello there plus user input. And what this will do is it will take the string hello there and then tack on whatever the person typed in at the end. So let's go ahead and run our program and see what happens. So notice it did line 1, which we see here. And we got to line 3, and currently the computer is on line 3 and waiting for the person to type something into the console. Has not gotten to line 5 yet. We're basically hanging out on line 3. So it's going to be at that blinking cursor, and now I'm going to actually type something in. I'm going to put Jonathan, all right? And then after I type something in and hit enter, then it got to be line 5. And there it says, hello there, Jonathan. Okay, so this is really the point of variables. Okay, this is why they are called variables, because their values vary. User input is a box that held the value Jonathan. Okay, so when we got to line 5, it printed out hello there, Jonathan. So let me rerun this. And if I said Murgatroyd was my name, so what is your name? Murgatroyd. then it would say, hello there, Murgatroyd. And the reason that variables are useful is because this program can do different things based on what the person types. That's why we're using this variable here, user input. Okay, so I can put whatever they put in here. I could put Steve Rogers, and it'll say, hello there, Steve Rogers. Right, that variable user input will represent whatever the person types in. All right, let's go over our code. On line 1, I'm printing out what is your name. The method WriteLine prints out something to the console. All right, so give it a string, and they will print it out to the console. Line 3, I'm going to ask the user to type something in. So Console.WriteLine says, hey, I want you to wait until the person types something in and hits enter. Okay, you're going to hang out until the person types something in and hits enter. Whatever they type in, I want you to store inside this variable called user input. Again, a variable is kind of like a box. Not quite, but we can think of it that way for right now. It takes whatever they type in and puts it into this box. Okay, and I know it's a string because that's why I said it was. It's a string. User input is a string. On line 5, we only get to line 5 after they hit enter. So when we get to line 5, we do Console.WriteLine, hello there, plus user input. That way, whatever they type in gets outputted to the console. Right? This is a little small program, but as you can see, using variables and these built-in methods, we can do a lot of cool stuff. So now you can ask the user for all sorts of things, okay, and you're able to take what they type, put it in a variable, and then do what you want with it afterwards.